right, good afternoon. It is December 7th, 2021, and I just really quickly, I want to go through this pretty quickly. It's a pretty straightforward day. You can see we had this huge spike in the overnight, and we got a break of that, moved to a new high, then we had some sideways action, and then near the open, we formed this channel up. We had a break there, sideways action, no new high. So then we start to trend down towards close, and wouldn't you know it, rockets right on up, and we make a new high by like a tick just now after the close. So price action worked out with the break of this channel and a move to a new high eventually. So that's just, I just wanted to point that out. I'm going to go through this pretty quick. It's not really much to explain. You just stick with the bias. So not really much to trade in here, just congestive and sideways, and then we have this counter trend break, and so we're expecting prices to come back into this range because the bias is up. And I'm pretty sure the first trade comes about here, unless this is, yeah. So I think the first trade comes here, and this is a second entry long. So I'm taking that with it's a failed break lower, counter trend out of this congestive area, and it's a second entry long off the EMA right at the level of resistance or support of this range. So take that. And if you don't like that, first failed second entry short right here, great signal bar, take that. And if you don't like that, first entry, second entry long right here. Now, at this point is a little trickier just because okay, I had a brief interruption. So I think I was talking about how the trend was, it looked like it might have still been a bit congestive here, or like prices were trying to be pulled, but you can see, I mean, it's still bouncing off the EMA. So I do like this second entry long, and I think you should take these higher lows. You wouldn't have had this as a midline at this point, but I think you could have had this channel. Looks like a spike in channel. I think you could have had that drawn. So I think it's a runaway trend today pretty much. So I think you can take these higher lows, but I'm not going to mark them. They're aggressive, but I think this is the type of day where you want to take those. I was too nervous because they were far from the EMA. You don't get any second entries in here. So we form this congestion up here. I think you should probably mark that. And you can see this is a second entry long off the trend line. You should have that trend channel drawn. Second entry long, but it's also a failed break lower. So we're expecting prices to test these highs, and that's what you get. And we get a first failed second entry short, but that's far from the EMA, so that's definitely aggressive. But then we get what looks like a first, and then it breaks lower and then goes higher, so that's like a second entry long off the trend channel. So it's aggressive only because, the high isn't a lower high, but that's okay. And if you're feeling super aggressive, I don't think you should take this, but that's a first failed second entry long. Oh, never mind. Didn't see that this was we made a new high right here or whatever, and then this is a lower high, so that's actually not it. You can see this is just congestion. We broke down into this congestion, but the bias is way too strong up to be looking at it that way. And I just wanted to point out that in this range, this lasted for a very long time. Really, it started here, so let's say 7:50 in the morning till about 1209. So that's about 4 hours that we were in this range. And every good signal bar that broke out to the downside would have given you a scalp at least. So let's look at these. This is how I had my range drawn. Actually, I think I had it drawn off these lows right here. Really, you probably should have moved it down to here by then. And so this is all just too choppy, but we have this breakout right here, and it's a good signal bar. You might take that. You are supposed to wait for a higher low, and that comes right here. So both of those would have worked. This one looks like a failed breakout. I really like this, especially with that. You know that trapped a bunch of shorts. So I took that. And we break back in, but you might consider these like failures. Then we come back, fail again. Good signal bar, that would have worked. Good signal bar right here, that would have worked, gotten you a scalp. But then when it fails, it just was in here for so long that I think when you get this first failed second entry long right here, I think you can take that, and I like that. And then you get a first second entry short off that trend line. Nah, you wouldn't have had that trend line by then. It was hard. You would have drawn it off the lows. But I think you can take that. And then we just rock it up. And you get a first entry. I think the failure probably occurred right here. But you get another opportunity to enter right here on the higher low. And that takes you up. We're expecting to make a new high. So you get a first entry, second entry here. But this is right at the close. So these are all very aggressive. So that's what I saw today. Let's check out the simulator trades I took. And the trades I took on my MES account worked today, but I just don't have time to be looking at them. This failure, it's aggressive, but on a day like today, you can take these. Failed second entry short. And this breakout. And that's an aggressive trade, but I like those counter trend breakouts with a good bullish signal bar. I like that. So unfortunately, my runner got stopped out. I did hope for it to go up here, and it eventually did get up there, but I got stopped out. So let's take one more look at the chart. I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.